Hi, welcoming you to the experience sharing series of relationship with self, and thanking you first of all for not just taking time and coming to the program and experiencing the whole journey, but also showing up to share your experience with us, with anyone who would want to be a part of it, who would want to know what it is like to work on your own self and what does it mean actually. So thank you so much, Keshav, for showing up and sharing your experience and also trusting this space. Okay. And why don't you just start by telling us a little bit about you and your life, where you come from, and anything you want to share about yourself? Why don't you begin with that?
Sure, sure. Firstly, thank you so much, Shruti, for making me what I am today. I mean, like there are a lot of changes that happened in my life, which you have been a significant contributor to, and I think has helped me a lot as well to make me what I am. So now starting from the start, so I hail from Bankura, it's a small town in West Bengal, and there I stayed for approximately all my childhood, and from there I came to Calcutta to do my studies and everything. And yeah, I mean, in terms of my life, it has been normal only. I would say I've been privileged only to actually get everything that I wanted, and like good family and everything like that. But somewhere down the line, there were few issues that I actually faced, which was majorly related to relationships and about careers, exactly how I want to do, where I want to go, and a lot of confusion related to that. So, which is why I think when I first approached you, and post that, exactly like through all the journey that I've gone through, start right from the start, like having the first session to actually having this 8 session workshop kind of, I would say it has definitely changed my perception, and it has made me think beyond the specific objective that I thought. I mean, it has helped me to be free. I would say that was one very big thing that actually happened with me, because I was
Yeah,
feeling
yeah,
very
yeah.
constrained and like pressurized, I would say. So, and in fact, that was what I also like. Anyway, we'll get into that. That was was the outcome of that particular 8 day workshop also, that I need to be actually relaxed and more. So I
Yeah,
think
so when you join, you started working with me, that was about 1.5 years ago.
right,
And when you did one-on-one sessions, few one-on-one sessions, and yes, you were stuck where you were confused about making a wise choice for your career, whether you should opt for MBA, whether doing MBA is your, goal or not, and not finding interest yet wanting to have that.
Mhm.
And there were a lot of things that you were struggling with when you were preparing for your studies, and before that you were actually working,
Right.
uh, right? You were working in which city? If, because I
Yeah, so I was there in my hometown only, but my company
right.
was in Bangalore. I mean, I was there at home only.
Okay, okay. So yeah, you were working and then you made this shift. And after that, like you took few sessions and there were some shifts that you felt. And then I saw you again in this 8 session program, which was a group program. And it was then when you again worked on your uh, in your dynamic with your career and with your relationships, and again went through a whole journey. So tell me, we'll get into details, but first of all, just tell me what motivated you to make that choice for yourself to come for the program, or to go for a journey that you were not very sure what would it look like. We had a call, I tried to give you some gist of it, but then you were still not very sure how will it turn out. So what
Mhm.
motivated you, Keshav, to make that choice for your own self, to you go through such an experience and without even knowing what would it entail exactly, right? So
Mhm.
tell us about your motivation first of all. What motivated you?
Yeah, so just like when I was working, as you said, right? So I was really stuck at that point of time, and it was a cycle that was happening to me, that I was doing repeated tasks, like for example watching YouTube or anything, or things like that, just doing repeatedly, and I was just trying to comfort myself and not think exactly how my life is going. And
Okay.
I mean, that repetitive actions, I was doing it for, like, for some time, for a few months, I would say.
Right.
And when that happened, like, there were a lot of times when I actually wanted to change and I knew what to do, maybe, like,
Yeah.
but it's just that I was not able to take an action. So when I actually had a talk with few people, and I think they only told me that why don't you actually take a step and talk to you basically about these things. And I was like, and at that point in time also, I was always definitely confused. And as you said, right, I had a conversation with you also in understanding exactly what the process is, what exactly happens and all. And I
Yeah.
think that uh, cleared my mind that it is definitely something where you would want to invest your time. So it is basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to invest in yourself, and you basically are trying to figure out exactly what is happening wrong, or why is happening, if anything is happening, and then you
Yeah.
will work on, because
Yeah.
a lot of times you might know exactly what to do, but you don't know how to go about it, or you
Yeah.
exactly don't know what the situation is. So that helps a lot if you go through that those kind of therapy. So I think that's what motivated me, because I was really getting stuck and I was not moving, I was not going anywhere. So it was
Yeah.
the same situation
Yeah.
that was happening again and again and again, and I thought it's
Yeah.
time for me to invest on myself. I mean,
That's actually so wonderful to know that the motivation somewhere is when we are ready, when you became ready to invest in yourself. Okay. When we look at investment, we look at it from a very different aspect. Sometimes we look at things we want to invest in, we want to have certain things and we want to invest there, and we think of all the tangible things in the world, but we don't think about our own self, and we don't realize what would that mean, what does that exactly mean. So yeah, you were not very sure of what would it mean and how would it look like, but yes, you were ready to find a different how in life, and you were ready to invest on yourself, and that became your biggest motivation. So everybody who is listening to us and listening to your motivation, it's for them that if they are ready to invest in themselves, it's only somewhere when you are able to make a choice like this, right? So that readiness of investing in my own life and my own self, that is definitely one of the factors that aids us. So thank you for sharing that, and that actually means a lot. Yeah. And tell us, how has working on your own beliefs and working on your own emotions and thoughts and your ideas of life, how has that contributed to your own relationship with yourself and also relationship with others around you? How did that whole journey of relationship with self, working on your beliefs, working on each session, we were going a layer deeper, working with starting with your thoughts, we went to your emotions, we also then selected specific categories to work with, right? So just tell us, how did it improve your relationship with yourself to begin with?
yeah. So with myself, what how it has improved is basically I've become a lot more calmer. And uh, what happens in general is, like, before, what I used to do is I used to maybe criticize a lot on exactly what I did, how I did, and things like that, right? And so how it changed majorly was, if, like, one of the outcomes, major improvement that happened after that workshop was, whenever a repetitive task, if I am doing, then right now I stand back and I see from the third person's point of view that exactly why is that happening,
Hmm.
and not exactly I should, whether should I do it or not, whether should it's good or it's bad. Rather than that, it's actually to have a perspective of trying to understand the reason of why that is happening. And I think
Yeah.
that has helped me a lot to understand myself, and to understand that there is always some reason which is leading you to do something, and it is not good or not bad. Like, or you can't just put
It
adjective to
in, yeah,
huh,
like it is
uh,
beyond good and bad.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and in fact, along with the relationship with myself, I think it has helped a lot to improve the relationship around me also. So whenever any activity is being taken by someone,
Yeah.
initially I used to be very angry that why are they doing it? Why are they doing it? It is not good. I don't like it. And that made me very frustrated. So now when I see, I try to tend to think of exactly what must have happened in their life that led to that decision. And
Right.
that is a game changer, I think. Because if
Wow.
once you actually think from that angle, you get to know that they are not bad people. They are not doing it out of uh, to harm you
Yeah.
or anything. It's just that there has been some circumstances that made them do that. So, and then you forgive them also. Like you will be like, it's okay. Like let's move on. They are much beyond that. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
in that way, this has been one very important aspect that I've learned over all these sessions.
That is amazing growth. I mean, stepping back and being able to look at myself from a calmer stance, or not just improves my overall well-being, but it also gives me a lens to look at everyone differently now, right? And when I can step back, I can also step back when I'm uh, thinking about somebody else, and how that helps us to tap into a possibility which is expansive. It's not about right and wrong. It's simply from going, from a narrow space to a broader space of operation when it comes to taking decisions and choices. So that's wonderful, actually. That's such an amazing growth that you have experienced in terms of your emotions. Like, you've slowed down, you have literally slowed down, and you are able to slow down in your day-to-day life. That's amazing. That's really amazing. And was this something that happened with you after the process in the group program? Like, you experienced this change after our entire experience?
Yeah, after that. So I would say again, one thing that I remember properly was after every class, uh,
Yeah.
I I never used to spend a lot of time. I would say like it was not like I did my homework and I read all these things. And in fact, I
Right.
always think that some, sometimes I need to refer to those notes also which I made on after those class. But I've never done it yet. But uh, one thing that you in fact mentioned also was that some way or the other, whatever I am listening in those classes or
Hmm.
whatever I'm doing, they some way or the other go into your mind, even if you don't recognize it, even if it's not in your conscious, right? So
Totally. Yeah.
so I think that is what has happened. And right now, when so obviously there were few downs also after the classes happened, and when those downs happened, it was not like I was able to recover by myself. But when I recovered with, let's say, few helps of my friends, like for example, they mentioned one thing, and that stuck me. Okay, oh, yeah, this is important. That is important. So like, it is not like after all the classes also, you will be like, immune to everything. It's just that it will give you those tools to make actions by yourself. So so again I was stuck, and I remembered one thing that was that came out of that whole thing is ki you need to focus on your health, right? So
Yeah.
when I was
Yeah.
again in a cluster and I was again confused exactly what to do, how to do, and all these things, I was like, I don't care about anything else. Let's focus on health first.
Yeah.
And once
Yeah.
I did, things again got back on track.
Right.
So
Right.
again that helped also, like because once I started actually going out running and doing all these things, then I was like, I was again back to my track and I was feeling good about myself. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so those things help. So again, it's just that uh,
I remember, I'd like to mention this, like, especially in your health thing which came up, you knew this somewhere before also, that you want to work on your health. But that day, I specifically remember that there was a question that was actually related to your career, and we were addressing something related to your career. And the answer to it came out as something for your health, and that was something that you were not expecting, that nobody is expecting, right? And I remember you telling me that how can a question about career can give me an insight about my health. And then we discussed about how this is related, how each aspect is related to each other. And sometimes, yes, focusing on my health can give me a better energy for my choices in my career. And I feel that is where you started taking it more seriously, your health, after realizing the link between your career, your finances, and health, and how health literally showed up when you were asking something which is not related to health, right? So, yeah, I mean, thank you for reminding me that. I did not remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think yeah, that's what happened. Like, I mean, right now also, it is not like I'm focusing a lot on my health, but I know for a fact that whenever I feel down or I don't feel good, it is just that my mental state, and I know that if I do something for myself, and if I actually make myself better day by day, then I think that helps. And previously, again, what I used to think of is a link, that if this is wrong, okay, what is the reason for that being wrong? Okay, this, like, so I used to make a circle out of it, that okay, this is wrong because of this is wrong because of this is wrong. So it always
Yeah.
used to go on a loop, and I was never able to focus on one thing that I should work on. Like whenever I am stuck in that loop,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
think that health thing helped me in that way. That even if you're stuck in a loop, forget everything, just focus on health for some time. Like you will feel better
Yeah.
about yourself, and then let's take step by step. So that
Yeah.
way.
That's so important to mention, that getting stuck in a loop is not something to be scared of. And you can actually work on it and you can come out of that cycle. You don't have to necessarily give in that
Mm,
loop. And it's only a matter of time until you realize it, right? So, yeah, thank you. That's important because many of us, we get stuck in some or the other loop in some time, right?
right.
So, yeah. Okay, so why don't you tell us your biggest takeaway from the entire program? What was your personal biggest takeaway of your own life, I would say, or your own self? It can be anything. And tell us your biggest takeaway, whatever comes to you right now.
Yeah, so relax. I mean, so for me, it was specifically to relax and to be calm. I mean, I would say.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, and honestly, like for me, my emotions actually go up and down like anything. It actually changes every second, every moment.
Right.
So to actually be on rest and to actually give yourself some time and to calm down is important. So I think and yeah, so these
Yeah.
things has helped me a lot, and actually has helped me think much beyond and see a bigger picture. So it is not
Wow.
just the small things that help. I mean, it is the bigger thing. So and in fact, honestly, like one very big change that happened is, if I talked about my relationships also previously, like on the first or
Yes.
second calls that happened, and somehow I was taking a lot of pressure at that point of time, and because of which I was not able to strengthen any relationship. And right now, for example, what is happening is it is coming naturally to me. I mean, it is not something that I'm giving myself
Yeah.
pressure. Ki, "Haan, I have to do this, I have to do that." It is just
Yeah.
that it is coming naturally to me, and that is something that I like about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are things which, like, which should flow to you. And
Yeah. Yeah.
what I was thinking previously, since it's not flowing to me, why is it not flowing to me? I
Yeah.
was feeling bad about it.
That's
So
amazing, Keshav. Congratulations. I mean, you were really struggling with this part, and there were so many things where you're feeling stuck in connecting with people. And to know this, like it's already happening with you, I'm feeling so glad. Congratulations that that has already started happening and flowing naturally to you. So that just shows that something has changed within you, and you are ready to embrace it like you originally authentically would have done, right? So that's just great. That's just awesome. Okay.
yeah, like, I mean, again, like there are a lot of instances that helped uh,
Yeah,
like being more receptive of people's criticism also. So not being angry to
right,
it, and actually to understand exactly from again where they're coming from, and working on that again then. So
right, right.
it's a growing journey only. It's like it doesn't stop. So yeah.
Yeah, and to realize that it's a growing journey and it's not something where you need to be sitting at and you can grow. That is what is one of the biggest things that we realize if we realize, right? So that's really awesome that that thread of connection is again happening, and we will fall and we will get up, and that's how life works. That's okay, right? Okay. So, my last question to you is, why would you recommend anyone who is maybe struggling with the decision whether they should join this program, whether they should give their time and energy to this? Why would you recommend relationship with self to anyone out there who is wanting to make a decision for self but not very sure what is right, what is wrong? Just tell us your reason, and why would you recommend this to anybody?
Uh, yeah, so again, it's all about investment in yourself, I think. Coming back to that point again. So,
Right.
if so that was the reason why I did it, because like we had a lot of discussion of exactly what will be the outcomes, how will the workshop go, and what exactly will be the situation and everything. So I discussed a lot, and I actually understood that it is some like it is not just a workshop where you actually uh, are being told ki, this is how it happens, this is the framework, this you have to follow. It is basically where you deep dive into yourself and you understand exactly what are things that are happening inside you, and eventually and slowly things will wrap up. uh, you
Yeah.
know uh, it might not happen that after one class, after two class, something drastic will happen to you. Again, it's a gradual process. And uh, and in fact, as I told you, right, after the sessions also I was down, but these sessions somewhere or the other were in the back of my mind, and it helped me to get back on track. So again, so coming back to your question, so it is basically, if you are a person who is actually stuck, or you are confused, or you don't feel good about yourself, so then I think you definitely should take up this course, and you should be free about it. You should not feel pressurized. It should be like, you are basically investing in yourself, and you are
Right.
exploring exactly whether this is one of the solutions that can open your mind or not. And definitely,
Yeah.
what I understood, it is not that it will definitely be one of the solutions that will solve your life totally. It definitely will not be, but it will again help you to achieve that some way or the other.
Yeah.
It will get
Yeah.
you closer to who you are.
So true. Yeah. Yeah. So the three things that I hear mainly for all of the people who are listening to us, who want to know what this is all about, is if you want to explore your own life and you want to explore possibilities, you want to invest in yourself, you want to feel closer to yourself or freer in that way, you
Mm.
can come for this and see what it entails for you, because anyway everybody goes back with something different from the other, something unique which is in alignment with their own life, right? So thank you so much, Keshav, for sharing your experience, for motivating every viewer who is trying to work on themselves and is trying to find their way through their inner journey. So this means a lot to all of us, to the whole community. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank, thank you so much.